Hey, let me ask you something real before anything else. When was the last time your TV felt like a theater instead of just a box on the wall? That invisible gap between what you see and what you hear disappears the moment you live with the Bose Smart Ultra. This is for the kind of person who notices when dialogue feels buried, when action scenes lack punch, when every soundtrack sounds flat instead of layered. You've outgrown compromise. You want sound that belongs to the story, not just sits underneath it. You deserve audio that actually matches the emotion you see on screen. Before you get lost in comparisons, take a moment to check the current price and stock. Systems with genuine Dolby Atmos immersion and smart voice control don't sit quietly once people discover how much more real the experience feels. You probably knew it was time to upgrade the moment you caught yourself leaning in during quiet scenes, or riding the volume just to keep voices clear. Maybe a big moment felt muted instead of powerful. That's when fine stops feeling fine and you start craving performance that actually lives up to what the picture promises. Once the Bose Smart Ultra becomes your daily audio centerpiece, that frustration just melts away. Dialogue stays anchored and crisp without you chasing the remote. Dolby Atmos doesn't just bump sound forward, it lifts it above and around you in a way that feels natural, not gimmicky. AI dialogue mode doesn't just get louder, it makes voices feel present in the mix without drowning out effects. Alexa and Google Voice Control feel responsive instead of stuck behind menus, and the HDMI eARC path means your TV and everything you plug in finally talk the way they should. You feel it during movie nights when sound doesn't just play, it moves in the room. You feel it during gaming when every cue feels placed instead of flat. You feel it during music where instruments don't blur together, they settle into space, and every note feels intentional. Even everyday shows start sounding richer because you're no longer fighting for clarity or balance, you just experience the moment. This isn't about raw power numbers anymore. It's about cohesion, how every channel works together so nothing distracts you from the story. Once you hear that kind of unity, anything weaker starts to feel flat and uninvolved almost instantly. If you're even slightly considering this, don't wait for random price swings or stock quirks. Gear this immersive gets noticed fast by people who want presence, not just volume. You might wonder whether AI dialogue mode and voice assistance really matter. That doubt disappears the first time your voice actually controls what's happening without pauses or confusion. The way Atmos sweeps across height and width makes scenes feel bigger instead of just louder. The surprising benefit is how effortless it all feels. Setup doesn't become a project. Controls feel intuitive instead of buried. You press play and suddenly the room responds, not grudgingly, but confidently. Dialogue feels anchored without shouting. Height cues wrap above and around you. Every scene feels intentional, not chaotic. Music feels layered, not crowded. You stop chasing volume and settings. It's not a tiny gadget that just fills background noise. It's not a minimal upgrade you outgrow fast at some point. Endlessly comparing specs just stalls you. You already know which experience keeps coming back into your mind. Choosing it is how you finally move past compromise and into real enjoyment. Don't let this be the upgrade you delay and then regret every time your current audio feels shallow. If you're ready for sound that finally feels like the moments you care about, check availability now and take that step with confidence.